Welcome to NFL News Update, where touchdowns meet headlines. Stay in the game with the freshest NFL updates. This is your quick dive into football fervor.
In the wild card round, the Green Bay Packers won the toss, decided to receive the ball, and drove it down the field for a touchdown, setting the tone for their demolition of the Dallas Cowboys. Given the Packers' unusual move to take the kick when most teams defer, San Francisco 49ers coach Kyle Shanahan was asked Thursday if he would adjust his approach to the coin toss for Saturday's tilt to try to keep the ball out of JordanLove's hands to start the game. Shanahan responded matter-of-factly, "Nope. I think he can have rhythm in the beginning of the third quarter, too," Shanahan added via the team's transcript. "I think he had some good rhythm on the second drive also. I don't think it's because he started with the ball personally, but that's just everyone's preference. It's always good to get up to a big lead. It's also good to score at the end of the second quarter and get the ball first, just like Dallas did, which would have got them right back into it if they did score in the opening third and Green Bay didn't answer. If I felt our team was struggling in something that would change your mind, I usually think that's just coincidence. When you play good football, usually you score. When things don't happen, you don't. Please enable JavaScript to view this content." Shanahan noted that the last time he took the ball after winning a coin toss was probably preseason. He won't change that routine in the divisional round of the playoffs. For Shanahan, the advantage of getting a potential 2-for-1 at the end of the half and start of the third quarter is greater than trying to keep the ball away from an opponent for one drive to start the game. "Yeah, just to kind of lap them. That's the advantage," he said. "If not, I think it usually plays out even. But you got a chance to get an extra possession. I didn't used to know this or think it, but just listening to people for the last 15 years, I didn't think about it all growing up or when I first got into the league, but watching it all now and really studying it since I was in Atlanta, I just feel pretty strong about it." Shanahan will trust his defense to try to slow Love, who's been on a heater recently, regardless of whether that's on the game's first possession or the second. Ravens Mark Andrews not activated off IR ahead of divisional round game versus Texans. Mark Andrews' return isn't coming in the AFC divisional round. The Ravens' star tight end is not expected to be activated from injured reserve ahead of Saturday's divisional round matchup against the visiting Houston Texans, NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport reported Friday, per a source. The team later confirmed Andrews would remain on IR for another week. Originally expected to miss the remainder of the season after suffering an ankle injury in Week 11, Andrews' prospects drew outside chance optimism for a potential playoff return shortly after. This week, he was designated to return before drawing a questionable designation on Thursday. However, Andrews will have to wait at least another week, which would only come with a Baltimore victory, to return to aid the top-seeded Ravens' playoff run. Andrews has largely struggled in the playoffs, having averaged 4 catches for 42.4 yards with no touchdowns in 5 postseason games. Nonetheless, his comeback could only be seen as a boon for Lamar Jackson and the offense. The 3-time Pro Bowler recorded 45 receptions for 544 yards and 6 touchdowns in 10 games during the 2023 season. He was still second on the team in catches and tops in TD grabs. Baltimore hasn't won a playoff game since the 2020 season, and unfortunately it won't have its former All-Pro tight end back in the fold to remedy that.